What's going on, dudes? Dying Food here today, bringing another video to you guys, and today I wanted to talk about Treyarch. Treyarch is without a doubt one of the most beloved Call of Duty studios. I think if you ask most COD players who their favorite studio is, they would probably say Treyarch. And that's really not without good reason. Treyarch has undoubtedly made some of the best COD games we've ever seen, and they really do a hell of a job. The Black Ops series is the most successful series in the Call of Duty franchise, even more so than the Modern Warfare series now, which is just crazy to think about. And for those of us who have played World at War, we all know that was a great game too. It was an absolutely amazing game. I think it was much better than Call of Duty World War II that Sledgehammer put out for sure. I could go on and on about what makes World at War and all three Black Ops games great, but at the end of the day, I think we could all agree Treyarch has never put out a bad product. They really haven't. So while I don't think anybody would ever question whether or not their work is good, I was thinking to myself today, how innovative is Treyarch? And while I was wondering this to myself today, I started to kind of realize Treyarch has made all the best games, but the ideas behind them aren't necessarily theirs. And while they have made some significant innovations, which we'll talk about soon, I'm kind of starting to think that Treyarch's main role is not to innovate, but to backpack off the other studios and perfect their ideas that they had that maybe weren't perfect in the first place. So let me explain. So let's go back to COD World at War. Treyarch's first game of the modern Call of Duty is not counting 1, 2, and 3. There was one major contribution to COD that started in this game that's still around today, and that's zombies. But let's just talk about multiplayer for a second. The multiplayer formula in World at War was basically a copy and paste of COD 4. You had the standard perk system with perks 1, 2, and 3, one lethal grenade, one tactical grenade, and a secondary. In addition, you had 3, 5, and 7 kill streaks that you could not control or customize. And really, to be honest, very similar map design that you saw in COD 4. Very little structure or flow, but still beloved by many, regardless. So really, Treyarch kind of took everything right out of the Infinity Ward playbook that they used from COD 4. They did add vehicles into this game, but that was not a permanent fixture in Call of Duty, so I don't know if I'd really count that as innovation. It was innovative, but it never returned. It didn't change the franchise. So really, while World at War was a great game and it was solid and played very well, it was kind of just a glorified version of COD 4 with a World War II skin that didn't have as many problems. Again, not saying it's bad, just saying it was very similar to COD 4. As a matter of fact, when this game came out, a lot of people just chose to continue playing COD 4 because the two games were so similar, and COD 4 was a modern shooter while there were tons of other World War II games flooding the market, so people really didn't even bother with this game. Pretty sad actually, but let's move on to Black Ops 1, Treyarch's next game. So Black Ops 1 was vastly improved from World at War, and there were a couple of reasons for that. First of all, we had the addition of pro perks, which allowed you to get even more abilities out of your perks if you do a couple of challenges for them. There were now selectable kill streaks, so you didn't have to be stuck with the same 3, 5, and 7. You could go for all low streaks or all high streaks or mix it up however you want, which was really cool. However, again, both of these things were taken right out of the Infinity Ward playbook from their previous game, Modern Warfare 2. While these features made for great gameplay, they were not the first time we saw them. Now going back to the kill streaks for a second, there were very, very good streaks in this game and they were fun to use, but I don't think they were nearly as powerful as the ones in Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people consider those to be broken kill streaks. So Treyarch took a couple of ideas for them, like for example the chopper gunner, and just kind of dumbed them down just a little bit, just right. They were still good and powerful and very, very fun to use in Black Ops, but they weren't insanely crazy like they were in Modern Warfare 2. And they also didn't stack on top of each other, which was kind of controversial at the time, but really it made for a better gameplay experience for everybody, so it was an improvement. Again, another example where they took the previous developers' ideas and just kind of perfected them and made them good. One thing that was a huge innovation in this game was the party game mode. So one in the chamber, gun game, sticks and stones, etc. These were very fun and popular game modes, and gun game later became a staple in Call of Duty. It's been in just about every COD since, so that is one major contribution that Treyarch has made. There were other cool things that Black Ops 1 had, like an emblem editor and a really, really detailed combat record, but for the purpose of this video, I'm only trying to focus on things that really, really affect the game. So just wanted to put that out there. Let's move on to Black Ops 2 because there was a lot to say about Black Ops 2 and innovation. So I think the first thing that's going to come to everybody's mind when they think about this is the Pick 10 system, and rightfully so. The Pick 10 system came along and replaced the old Create a Class system in which you always had to have one primary, a secondary, one perk in each slot, and then 2 grenades, a lethal and a tactical. Now, instead, with this revolutionary new system, you had 10 slots to fill, period. And if you didn't want a secondary, you could take an extra perk, or you could take an extra attachment on your weapon. Or maybe you were playing in objective mode and you wanted to take 2 flash grenades, for example, maybe 2 smoke grenades, 2 regular grenades. Or maybe you were doing camo challenges for your pistol, so you didn't even take a primary weapon in the first place, and you made a class that can make you run really fast, pick up ammo, be able to stay off the radar, and pick people off right up close. Or maybe you wanted to take it even further and do the same thing but with a knifing only class and have no weapons at all. So really, this system just kind of revolutionized the way that people made their classes and really opened up the door for a lot of possibilities, and it was very well received. People really liked it a lot. This system was used by Sledgehammer Games for Advanced Warfare, their first game, because people liked it so much, and then Treyarch brought it back in Black Ops 3 too. People really enjoyed it in every single game that it was in, and it is still very popular today. I think we're going to see it again in Black Ops 4, but undeniably Pick 10 is the most popular created class system. So there's no question about it. I know we're talking about how Treyarch takes other ideas and perfects them, but this one was their own. It was the best. It was probably their biggest accomplishment in Call of Duty so far, and probably, to be honest, still to this day. So there was one other feature in Black Ops 2 that falls into the innovation category, and it wasn't quite as big of a deal as Pick 10 is, but it's still significant, and that is the addition of score streaks. So in previous Call of Duty games, there were kill streaks. You had to get 1 kill to get closer to getting your reward. And back in the day, there was a problem with getting people to play the objective in objective game modes in COD, because people would just like to camp in corner until they got their streaks, right? So what Treyarch did with this new score streak system was, instead of getting kills to earn your rewards, you had to get score to earn your rewards. So instead of 3 kills for a UAV, it was now 425 points score, and you earn that score by both getting kills and playing objectives. But playing objectives like capturing flags and planting bombs gave you much more score than regular kills would. So it was a way to incentivize people to actually play the objective. So this was a better system, but wait a second. Before we give them total credit for this came from Infinity Ward, sort of. Infinity Ward's previous game, Modern Warfare 3, had what they called point streaks, and it was basically designed to solve the same problem, but instead of doing score, you got points. So for example, 1 kill would equal a point. 1 capture on an objective would equal a point. You could even take out somebody's sentry gun and that would count as a point. However, if you got an assist or anything else that gave you a little bit of score, it would not contribute towards your point streak. So Treyarch took this concept and took it upon themselves to just tweak it and perfect it just a little bit in Black Ops 2. And again, it's just another example of where we see Treyarch take another studio's idea that is almost there, almost 100%, and they make it 100% themselves. So, not exactly what I would call innovation, but a huge improvement nonetheless. Finally, let's move over to Black Ops 3. Now, I realize that there is a ton of content in Black Ops 3. There is so much to do, so many challenges, there's always updates still happening to this day, even 3 years later, which is amazing. But when I think of Black Ops 3, I think of 2 major gameplay changes, and those are advanced movement and specialists. Now, again, let's just break this down. As far as the advanced movement goes, the Call of Duty released right before Advanced Warfare was the first game to have advanced movement, and that's a fact. Even though a lot of people thought that the movement in Advanced Warfare was a little too crazy, it was a huge step for Call of Duty at the time. And I think, again, in this pattern that we're seeing, Treyarch kind of monitored the community feedback about the Advanced Warfare movement and kind of made adjustments to it on their own terms so that it would be somewhere in the middle between boots on the ground and jetpacks. And a lot of people were very receptive to Treyarch's take on this movement. So again, we see this phenomenon where Treyarch takes someone else's idea and just perfects it and makes it a little bit of their own, and before you know it, everyone likes it and the community is happy. So although they took that movement system and changed it around a little bit, they can't be credited with the original idea. That 100% belongs to Sledgehammer. However, they took the idea and perfected it so well that it ended up going over into the next Call of Duty game, Infinite Warfare. It was basically the exact same movement system. And the other major component of Black Ops 3, the specialists, yes, they were new to Call of Duty, but really, it was just taken straight from Destiny, which, by the way, is another Activision product. So while I kind of want to give them credit for that, I really don't think I can. I don't think it's right. So in conclusion, after a critical analysis, I have to give Treyarch total credit for the following 3 things: zombies, party games, and the Pick 10 system. Undeniably, great ideas, true innovation. They changed Call of Duty forever. They've been in just about every game since. However, there are a handful of other features that popped up in their games that were improvements from their last titles that weren't necessarily original ideas. And those were the create a class system, 357 kill streaks, kill streak options, the conversion from kill streaks to score streaks, advanced movement, and specialist abilities. All extremely well done, just not as original as their true innovations that we've listed here. What do you guys think? Did we forget anything? Let me know in the comments below. Again, this isn't meant to be a knock at Treyarch or any type of criticism or anything. I've just been thinking about what are we going to see in Black Ops 4, and if history is any indicator, we could see something similar to what we've seen already, just perfected. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video and for all your support lately. It truly means a lot to me. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up as it really helps the channel out. Like I said, if we forgot something or you have a differing opinion, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always up for a healthy debate. You could also get a hold of me on Twitter if you ever want to talk about games or anything else. The link's in the description down below. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. And I will see you all in the next one.